Welcome, everyone, one and all, to Lemon Live at 5. So glad that you could be here on a Thursday evening. A wet Thursday evening here in New York, or at least a damp Thursday evening, and it's a little bit, it's cloudy and chilly out here in these New York streets. How's the weather by you? Where are you streaming from? Where are you watching us from? So let's see, this is Iowa. Wow, ciao from Iowa, Don. Amazing. Boy, you guys are on it. I am a little bit scared today because of the pausing of we have lots to tell you about. We have some news that's kind of breaking that I guess that some of you may have heard about. Hi, Huntsville, Alabama. Hello, Delaware, Memphis, Tennessee, Los Angeles, Ohio, sunny 77 where Cynthia is. Okay, rub it in. Chicago, Illinois. Hello to you. Rollesville, North Carolina, and Fort Wayne, Florida. I thought it was Fort Wayne, Indiana. Anyways, Fort Wayne, Florida. Jacksonville, Florida, I see as well. Okay, look, I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm a little bit concerned, okay? Because we're going on tonight with some breaking news. So brace yourself from some whiplash, right? Because we reported this morning at 10 a.m. on the Hot Topic show that the tariffs were paused. And I told you that they were wanting a pause on the pause so that they could do an official appeal to this, and it happened. Old people be knowing, as they say. So here's what the tariffs are back on. All kinds of instability. And you know the market does not like that, okay? A federal appeals court judge or a federal appeals court just a bit earlier this afternoon paused Wednesday night's ruling from the Court of International Trade that paused President Donald Trump's tariffs. Now, again, this is just another pause, and I believe for the Trump folks, another delay tactic. They love their delay tactics, okay? So the pause on the pause. The United States Court of Appeals ruling restores Trump's ability to levy tariffs using the emergency powers he declared earlier this year on Liberation Day. The appeals court also ordered that both sides provide written arguments on the question of blocking of Trump's tariffs to be filed by early next month. So anyway, again, this is a pause. Now, I believe if the international court did what it did and it found sufficient evidence that this was illegal or unlawful or unconstitutional, then that will hold. But until then, folks are going to have to deal with these tariffs unless there's some other legal trick. Somebody else files something else or someone else rules something else, okay? The pause adds to the confusion and uncertainty swirling around Trump's tariffs. You might recall that the Court of International Trade ruled Wednesday that Trump did not have the authority under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act to impose sweeping tariffs. So who knows what's going to happen next? Maybe, just maybe, this goes all the way to the Supreme Court. Let me put this up there. I want to show you some faces, some legendary faces. The Lemon Legends are here. This is a show where you're at the highest tier of our membership. That's where, look at me, money there. And blowing. You guys are posing and blowing kisses. Can you guys give me a, do you know what mawing is? A mewing or whatever you call it? There you go. Thank you. Thank you. So our Lemon Legends are here today, and we're going to hear from them. I'm wondering what they have to say, and I'm sure it is a lot. So let's get on with the news. We'll hear from our legends in just a moment. This is, as we put it up, the CNBC article talking about reinstating Donald Trump's tariffs. But I want to start with something, and then we'll talk about the tariffs in just a little bit, okay? I want to bring you something that I found extraordinary today. And that is, apparently there's some fake studies and AI being used in some studies, some fake information on studies being used to either pause vaccines, especially for the bird flu in this country, which really will affect the world. And apparently they don't have their shit together. They have no idea what they are doing because they are using reportedly, allegedly AI, artificial intelligence, and they're using fake studies. Okay? The MAHA, which is Make America Healthy Again, report cites studies that don't exist. according to the reporting. In the body of the reporting, it goes on to explain about those fake, I guess, studies. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., can you believe, I can't believe I'm saying Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says his Make America Healthy Again Commission report harnesses gold standard science, citing more than 500 studies and other sources to back up its claims. Those citations, though, are rife with errors from broken links to misstated conclusions. 7 of the cited sources don't appear to exist at all. And so that is the reporting from Notice and other reporting on this as well. By the way, make sure you hit the thumbs up. Make sure you hit the like button, because that is how we continue to be out here on these streaming streets. It does affect the algorithm. More people become aware of our conversation, our channel, and our content. And so it's important. This is a really important one, because are you ready for another pandemic? Because if they are pausing vaccine innovation, distribution, studies, the making of vaccines, that can have some dire consequences if they are indeed doing that. And that's what they say the studies are showing. This is a Washington Post article about the Health and Human Services, how Health and Human Services is canceling funding for the bird flu vaccine. This all goes into it. And so the reason they're giving reasons that they want to be able to cancel this funding, and they want to be able to move very slowly on some of these things, because they are citing fake information reportedly. HHS cancels funding for Moderna to develop vaccines to combat bird flu. The department cited Moderna's use of the messenger RNA technology, which it said remains under tested, for the cancellation of the funding. Let's go through the body of this as well, so we can show you what's going on here. The Department of Health and Human Services is pulling millions of dollars it had committed to give Moderna to aid the effort to develop a vaccine to combat the bird flu in humans, the company announced on Wednesday. Under President Joe Biden, HHS had announced its intent last summer to award $176 million and then the subsequent $590 million in January to Moderna. Now, bird flu in dairy cattle. Now, if you want the prices of your meat to go up, right? Bird flu in dairy cattle, or dairy milk to go up. You want your eggs prices to go up, then continue to do this. The virus has infected 70 people since last year, and federal health officials had previously described the effort as critical to strengthening the country's pandemic preparedness. So now, remember when Donald Trump and those guys threw out the playbook that the Barack Obama administration had put into place to make sure that we knew what to do, how to handle pandemics in this country? And now they're proposing something that is very similar, except they're not hiding doing it. They're doing it out in the open, and they're telling you that they are going to do it. It's not just going to sneak up on you and all of a sudden we have a COVID pandemic, and then you go, well, wait a minute, what happened? Weren't we prepared for this? No. And we won't be prepared for the other thing. In the meantime, let me go back here and show you what Caroline Leavitt is saying. Now, I want you to pay close attention to her language, okay? Very close attention to what she says, especially about what they're using in these studies, what information they are using in order to do what they want to do here. Fake studies and AI, Caroline Leavitt. Speaking of fake.
This investigation found that the Hallmark Maha Commission report that was released last week cites studies that appear to not exist. We know that because in part we reached out to some of the listed authors who said that they didn't write the studies cited. So I want to ask, does the White House have confidence that the information coming from HHS can be trusted?
Yes, we have complete confidence in Secretary Kennedy and his team at HHS. I understand there were some formatting issues with the Maha report that are being addressed, and the report will be updated. but it does not negate the
pause,
substance of the report, which, as you know, was
released last week.
Some formatting issues with the report. Okay, let's just say this formatting. Let's just say it's just formatting issues. Before you put this report out there, wouldn't you take care of some of this stuff? Is this why Harvard had to redline their paper and turn it back and give it to them and say, turn this back in when you do it right? Formatting equals lying. I agree with the person in the chat. So look, the whole idea of pretending that this woman actually knows what she's doing and pretending that it is credible that a White House is releasing such an important report, because we know what the pandemic did last time. We know what lack of preparedness and no vaccine did last time. And where is the pushback? Here we go. Let's listen.
HHS. I understand there were some formatting issues with the Maha report that are being addressed, and the report will be updated, but it does not negate the substance of the report, which, as you know, is one of the most transformative health reports that has ever been released by the federal government, and is backed on good science that has never been recognized by the federal government.
Pause. She sounds like Donald Trump. Did you guys? I wonder if you guys caught what she said. Am I the only one? I'm going to pause a little bit. I'm going to pause like the tariffs. Did you guys catch what she said? I wonder if anyone caught what she said. Let's talk faster, right? Based on science, she says it's credible, that has never been used before or recognized before. What does that mean? You caught it, right, Karen White? Back it up a little bit, Andy. Based on science, credible science, according to her, that has never been recognized by the U.S. government before. Maybe it hasn't been recognized for good reason. And maybe it hasn't been recognized because it's not credible. Maybe it's some of those, conspiracy theory reports that RFK Jr. seems to rely on and base his method of judging what is good and what is bad or what is credible as it relates to the health of America. I'm sure, I don't know if you guys caught that, but listen.
Does not negate the substance of the report, which, as you know, is one of the most transformative health reports that has ever been released by the federal government, and is backed on good science that has never been recognized by the federal government.
And a quick follow-up, can you talk about what tools or research goes into production of these kinds of reports? For instance, is it AI that's used to put together these reports now?
I can't speak to that. I would defer you to the Department of Health and Human Services. What I know is just what I told you.
Actually, I'm just being petty. I would refer you to the department. I would defer to the department. I would refer you to the department. I'm just saying, my grammar isn't always perfect, but I'm not the White House spokesperson. I'm just saying. Good science that has not been recognized. As you know, it's one of the most transformative. We don't know it's the most transformative. How would we know it's the most transformative? And if it is the most transformative, then why is your information wrong? Why is the formatting wrong? Did you rush to release this? As soon as she said there was a formatting issue, excuse me. So does that mean that you rushed this report out without checking it? Was it not fact checked? This is the most transformative. How do we know it's the most why is it the most transformative? Transformative. Explain to me what you mean by that, and where's the evidence that this is the most transformative? And then how can you please cite this good science that has not been recognized by the government before? Like, there's so many holes there. Come on. They would have kicked me out a long time ago. What do y'all think? I would have been there. Would have been like, wait, they wouldn't say Mr. Lemon. They'd be like, Don, you got to get out. Or like that meme on the internet, you need to leave. Because seriously, guys, I'm not faulting the reporter. I know that young lady. She's very good, very credible young lady. So listen, there's no shade to her. But there's so many people in that room. And so shouldn't they just say, excuse me, if you had a formatting issue on this, then does that mean that you rushed it? How do we trust it if you have an issue with it? How are Americans supposed to trust that? It's the most transformative. How? Evidence, please. I mean, do you guys think I'm being too picky? Am I nitpicking here? I don't know if I am. Now, the Washington Post, again, because of some of these studies, is saying that the Health and Human Services, that they are canceling funding for bird flu vaccines. What are we going to do? Let's just say, and I hope it does not happen, that we have an issue that we have to deal with when it comes to bird flu. Then what will America do? How will you feel if you had to shut things down, or if things should be shut down and they won't do it because of a formatting issue? Or they won't do it because they don't want you to have the information. Now, thank you guys. You guys are in the Gene Howard. Put in the thing. Do you guys put up a poll if you can? Am I being too nitpicky with the White House press secretary that I would be asking all of those questions? And the moment that she went to another, I'd be like, wait, you didn't finish. Hold on 1 second, please. Please. How do you know that it is not done? No, you didn't answer my question. How do you know that this is the most transformative? I deserve an answer to that question. Don, there are other people in the room. I know there are other people in the room, but you give a press conference every single day. They're going to get their chance. I want to finish my follow-up, please. How is it the most transformative? And was it rushed? You did not answer my question. Please do not go on, with all due respect, Ms. Levitt, do not go on to the next reporter without satisfying the people of America and my questions. Hey, ma'am, was it rushed? And where's the evidence? And please cite this credible that you call me, or this good science that has not been recognized by the United States. I think people want to know, where is this science? Why is it? Have someone been hiding it? What is it? Please be respectful, Mr. I am being respectful. With all due respect, you're not being respectful because you're not answering my question. You're not satisfying, and you're going on to the next person, which means you're deflecting, in all honesty, okay? With all due respect. So please, those are my 3 questions. Can you please answer them? Am I wrong? I am reclaiming my time, says Robin. Am I wrong? They would have, as they say, kicked me out. Yes, that is a very Jim Acosta move. And anyone, I think, who had been in the White House press corps before, I mean, even so, I knew you guys feel a certain kind of way about Jake Tapper, but back in the day, Jake Tapper used to go head to head with the person in the briefing room. And there was no taking of the, press credentials. They were just like, damn, every damn day. You remember, not even that. Do you guys remember how Peter Doocy used to treat Karine Jean-Pierre? Do you guys understand what I'm saying? Do you remember how they would go at it? And no yanking or revoking of the press credentials. They would just go at it in the press room, in the briefing room, and leave it all in the briefing room. And people would get upset. Now, she's talking to this young lady. I forget her name. I'm just going to say, Susan or whatever it is. And then she's just like, I can't answer a question, but she won't say that. And then she goes, whatever. And I just have to, Bob. And it's like, whoa, wait. Bob is going to get his chance. Y'all know what I'm saying. Let me know if you think that I'm being too nitpicky. That's what I would like to know. In the meantime, I'm going to tell you also, we're going to talk about these tariffs, and we're going to talk about some other issues as it relates to what is happening with and also the limiting of COVID shots that I want to tell you about as well. And we have some news that we want to tell you from AI, artificial intelligence. You're going to hear from the ladies of The View on that. In the meantime, we're going to take a break and we want to hear from our sponsors. Support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from Wild Alaskan, the fish, my favorite seafood company right now. Wild Alaskan Company, right there on your screen. Go to wildalaskan.com/lemon. $35 off your first box, okay? And you can trust the seafood that you bring into your home. I used to worry about it. You worry about nutrition. You worry about taste. You worry about sustainability for those of us who love our planet and we want to continue it to keep it running. And then I discovered Wild Alaskan Company. Wild Alaskan Company is the best way to get wild-caught, perfectly proportioned, nutrient-dense seafood delivered directly to your door. Trust me, you haven't tasted fish this good, okay? Tim and I both eat it. We love it. It is delicious. And you guys know I don't put anything on. That's why I'm waiting for it. We wait for sponsors because I like to test and try things before I put it on here. And it is delicious, perfectly proportioned, perfectly packed. Wild Alaskan is 100% wild caught, never farmed. That means there are no antibiotics, no GMOs or additives. Just clean, real fish that support healthy oceans and fishing communities, everyone. Their fish is frozen right off the boat to lock in the taste, the texture, and the nutrients like omega-3s. Wild caught from Alaska, every order supports sustainable harvesting practices, and your membership delivers flexible shipments, expert tips, and truly feel-good seafood, okay? You guys know my favorite. You guys know. You heard it, cod. I love it. That's my favorite. All right, it's 100% risk-free, 100% money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied with your first box for any reason, Wild Alaskan Company will give you a full refund, no questions asked, okay? No risk, just high-quality seafood. Not all fish are the same. Get seafood you can trust. Go to wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first box of premium wild-caught seafood. That's wildalaskan.com/lemon for $35 off your first order. And thanks to Wild Alaskan Company for sponsoring this episode. Support for today's show also comes from Shopify. Shopify, look, you know what I want you to do with Shopify. Okay, did you guys see this Hailey Bieber news? That's why I'm telling you, like, your dreams can come true. The reason I'm telling you that is because Hailey Bieber is an influencer. Hailey Bieber did not create any of this. It was created by a scientist, this guy in a lab, this black dude who is amazing. But Hailey Bieber just got a $1 billion deal for her makeup line, right? Starting her own business, minding her own business and starting her own business. And you too can do that as well. Stop thinking I can't do it. I don't know. You got to move through the fear. And there is, wow, check it out. Guys, give me if you can, producers, give me a report on this Hailey Bieber thing so I can show you. I'll show you in just a bit here. I'm going to give you the receipts here. So stop thinking you can't do it. There are ways and places and services that can help, like Shopify, okay? Shopify is going to be the site when we get our e-commerce store off the ground soon. Starting your own business is a dream lots of us share, but too many of us let it remain just a dream. Don't hold yourself back thinking, I can't do it. What if I don't have the skills? What if I can't do it alone? Turn those dreams into why nots, and with Shopify by your side. So here's what you do, what I want you to do. You can contact them, and they have 24-hour customer service, award-winning. Turn your dreams into... And you can go to give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month. I mean, come on, guys. $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/lemon. Shopify.com/lemon. That is shopify.com/lemon. And turn your dreams into a... I love it. I love that little sound. Okay, so let me now bring on the legends. Hello, legends. Please come in. Let's discuss some of this stuff, okay? I want to talk about it because let's put up this Associated Press article as well about limiting COVID shots. I'll put it up and then I'll read it and then we'll get the legends back on. So this is the limiting COVID shots as well. We have so much, people are worried. New Trump vaccine policy limits access to COVID shots as well. Okay. This is all really scary stuff. The Trump administration said Tuesday it will limit approval for seasonal COVID-19 shots to seniors and other high school, not high school, since seniors got me, other high risk, pending more data on everyone else, raising questions about whether some people who want a vaccine this fall will be able to get one. Okay, here we go. Let's bring in our legends. Good evening, legends. How are you?
Hi, Don.
You guys are awfully
Good
quiet.
afternoon.
Good evening. That is good evening to you.
It is 2:30, Don.
Well, it is 5:30 here.
Or some of us.
East Coast. Okay. Hey, Monique Delaney, raise your hand. Where are you on the thing? Monique, are you concerned about all of the shenanigans that's going on with these vaccines? And do you feel like they rushed this report out? What say you about the news that we've been covering today?
I am extremely concerned. To me, limiting the COVID vaccine seems senseless to me. At this point, the COVID vaccine is almost like getting a flu shot. So I don't understand what the problem is with that. I'm concerned because my husband is a childhood, Hodgkin's leukemia survivor. And so we believe that his immune system is somewhat compromised, but I don't know if he really falls into that. Yeah, I don't know if he really falls into that category because it was so long ago, but I am concerned that he might be exposed. He's a UPS driver and he handles a lot of dirty packages and he's comes in contact with a lot of different people. And I am very concerned about this. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. Kim Page, it seems like something I know that you would want to comment on, considering what all of us lived through the COVID. And quite frankly, sadly, some of our loved ones and friends and coworkers did not live through it. What say you?
Absolutely. And I agree with Monique. And I seem to remember during the confirmation hearing, didn't he say vaccines would be optional? Optional.
You're right.
I seem to kind of remember that. And it's okay. I'd like to comment on that press briefing, because didn't the reporter say they contacted the author of the report?
Yeah.
And the author said they knew nothing about it. So that's not a format error. That's blatantly false information. I mean, there was so much in that. And AI is notorious for incorrectly providing citation information.
Yeah, that's why you can't really rely on AI for that. It's just not there yet.
Even the best AI, even chat, I've used it for a couple of years now, and you cannot rely on it. It is just not there. Yeah. And then this whole, it's like this administration is everything is the most transformative. It's the, what did they used to say? The likes like we've never seen before. It's like collective narcissism that we're dealing with.
And it's also, I mean, remember who is in charge, right? It is a real estate person and someone who just is a snake oil salesman. It's a snake oil salesman.
Absolutely. So I am concerned.
You should. Keisha, are you concerned?
I'm absolutely concerned. I'm trying to figure out what the goal is here, because there's always some angle with the actions that he and his administration take. Is it that they want to kill off people they think are unimportant, like old people who are experiencing poverty, but people of color who are experiencing poverty? I get the flu shot and I get a COVID booster every year. Call me a nerd, but I don't like being sick and it works. And I haven't had COVID since the one time I did, knock on wood. So that's what I'm wondering. What's the angle here?
Amen. What is the angle here? I don't think they know. Andrea, do you know what the angle is here? What do you think the angle is?
Thank you. I think that the angle is that some of the scientists that are now at the NIH that have been brought in one of the scientists has a very antiquated method for as a vaccine approach that was used like 40 or 50 years ago. Well, this individual holds a license for this technology, and the White House and Kennedy are trying to bring back this old antiquated technology. And the individual that has the patent, I should say, for this technology has been pulled into as part of this team. So it's something that is of great concern amongst the scientific community. As a researcher, as a scientist, this is something that really bothers me and it concerns me. And one thing that we also should remember, and I can't help but think, the first with the mRNA vaccine, this new technology, Dr. Kazmikia Corbett, she was a Black researcher. She's currently a professor at Harvard, and she was instrumental in developing this technology. So I can't help but think they're willing to erase what she has done with the work that she did with developing the mRNA vaccine that became the COVID vaccine that we're all taking, that this administration is working to not only make us less healthy, but also dismantle and erase the work and her contributions at the same time, while promoting and uplifting antiquated technique and method that this individual will be able to profit off of. And I'm sorry, I can't recall his name, but this is a concern on many, many levels.
And I believe working to unalive us in some ways. When you hear August Duenter, when you hear someone say, when you hear Caroline Levitt say, hey, you know, it is, what does she say? Good science that's not been recognized by the United States. Maybe you don't have an issue with it. But what say you?
I absolutely have an issue with it. Keep in mind that she has brought forth falsehoods, and we need to hold her at task to ensure that our elders and young people can thrive through this, and no one is standing up. And I hear you loud and clear, Don. This is a problem. This is an issue. And if you're not contacting your representative, given what Andrea just brought to light, then we are going down a rabbit hole that we have no lights on.
Wow. I see you shaking your head, Maymani. What do you want to say?
Oh, man. I mean, some people were asking about, like, are we, exhausted with this? Are we worried? Are we concerned? Yes, all of that. I'm annoyed at this point because this is just getting so exhausting to have to cover every day. Like with that whole conference, how is it transformative if it hasn't been recognized? That is a whole ass just oxymoron.
So I wasn't off on that, right? Like
Yeah.
Wait a minute. All right. I was wondering if I was being too nitpicky there. Go on.
And I'm like, okay, can we get this legendary scientist to speak on it then? Where's the legendary groundbreaking scientist at? Maybe can we hear from them and what they just discovered? Or okay, and the transformation that we're about to experience, where is that? Why don't you just get that person to come? Who, what, when, where, why, how? Why don't we start asking those questions instead of just letting them talk to us? And then like the format issue, honestly, I think I see the format issue is this whole press conference. So anywho, but I did want to say it is very concerning because first of all, you know who is this going to like if there were to be another pandemic, it's going off his own voters. They're the first ones that are going to be highly affected by any other sort of pandemic like that. It's going to be them. So I mean, have fun with that. And then also I did want to see someone in the chat hit me up, Erica, and she said that her uncle was one of the authors for here, I'm pulling it up. I took a screenshot. One of the authors was one of the ones that her uncle was one of the authors that did the study, and they misrepresented his study, and the media is calling his office. That's what Erica said. And he's a pulmonologist. I think I pronounced that right. And they used his asthma study, but misrepresented it. So that's what someone in the chat said.
Get us the contact information of that person if you can, right? If they're hitting you up in the chat, I don't know. I get it. We would love to be able to speak to that person. Maureen Marfell, and everyone, remember lightning rounds because I want to get everybody in. Maureen, Are you concerned about the delaying of the vaccines and picking and choosing who can use the vaccines? And I know that you always love to comment on Caroline Levitt, so give one or the other. Which one?
Not Caroline Levitt, my dear. But yes, I'm very concerned about limiting the vaccines. I'm over 65. I'm going to have a vaccination in June, an updated one. And I do think it's important, the COVID for me, but I think it's important for everybody and they should have that choice. Why are they limiting it? It makes no sense.
Yeah. And what about this? I mean, look, canceling funding for bird flu vaccine, Natasha. What world are we living in? Don't they remember COVID-19?
That's what I think about all the time. We're not even 6 months in, and all this craziness is going on that I don't even know if they even care. And I keep thinking about it's going to affect everybody at some point. So they don't even think about themselves. And then I think about how Congress has allowed all of this to happen, how they allowed RFK to get in, how they allowed all these other people to get in. So, I mean, I don't even know what to say at this point.
Yeah. Roseanne, are you there? How are you feeling? You're muted, my dear.
Yes.
That's okay.
Yes.
You're muted.
So I am worried. I too am over 65. I would like to have the ability to, obtain the updated booster and have my insurance, pay for it. But going back to that credible science thing, it's like, what journals did you review?
Exactly.
Were there any research papers? What about the clinical trials? I mean, where is the evidence for any of this? It just can't be the biggest, best, most beautiful science. You gotta have.
Yeah, transformative everything science what did they say? This is good science that has not been previously used or something by the United States.
Yeah. Exactly. So, okay, if that's what you say it is, show us how you got there, please.
Yeah, I agree. Willette, do you agree with that?
Hey everybody. Yes, I have asthma, but I never took the flu shot or none of that. I did the COVID-19 only because we was going on a trip. But and I got something. I feel like I got something going on right now. Not a COVID or nothing, but my asthma is just messing with me because it's raining so bad. But I just filled my bird seeds, like, because the birds come around all the time and pooing everywhere. And my husband be like, "No, you don't need to feed them anymore." I'd be like, "Oh my God!" So I kind of bleached that thing out. But what is RFK doing? I don't know. He don't know, and this whole world don't know. They said, "What are they doing?" Like, it's just so messy.
Yeah, and I gotta say, Willette, especially for someone who has a pre-existing condition and you have asthma, it should be. Look, even if you can't, I understand that you have hesitancy, and your doctor may be telling you to hold off on the vaccine. I get that, and I understand that. But for those people around you and they're healthy enough, they can help to protect you with this vaccine. And now they're saying, "Hey, we're going to delay it, and also we're canceling the funding for the bird flu vaccine, and we're going to limit COVID shots." That should be concerning to everyone who is watching. Stand by, everyone. I want to give a word from our sponsors, and then I'm going to get back to you in just a little bit. So I need to tell you guys that support for the Don Lemon Show today comes from, and this is an important issue, from MSI United States. It's something that is incredibly important. Women are facing a major crisis. Cuts to foreign aid for modern, safe contraception are putting lives in jeopardy. But there's this organization, MSI Reproductive Choices, an international charity that has been providing vital care to women in 36 countries for years. MSIUnitedStates.org is a website where you can find out more. They have launched the Choice Emergency Fund. The Choice Emergency Fund is to replace USAID funding cuts. We know what has been happening with those funding cuts. So support them. something here that I didn't know. 257 million women can't access the contraception that would put them in control of their lives. Imagine that. No access to contraception because you live too far from a health center or you can't afford it. So here's what you can do. MSI can provide a woman with contraception for a whole year for just $6.50. You can give a woman a year of freedom from worry for just $6.50. Real impact there. Go to msiunitedstates.org and give what you can, and to our text LEMON, my last name, to 511-511. To be clear, that is M as in modern, S as in safe, I as in informed, msiunitedstates.org, or again, you can text LEMON to 511-511. It also says here that MSI gets great ratings with Charity Navigator and Candid, and that 94% of your gift goes to charitable activities. msiunitedstates.org. Or text LEMON to 511-511. Text fees may apply. Support for the Don Lemon Show also comes from ZBiotics. I tell you about this game-changing product all the time. I use it before a night out of drinks. It is called Pre-Alcohol. It's a probiotic drink. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists who tackle rough mornings after drinking. Here's how it works. When you drink, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's the buildup of this byproduct, not dehydration, that can be to blame for those rough days after drinking. So pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night. Drink responsibly, and you'll feel your best the next day. I've been doing it as I've been going out. I've already told you guys about my holiday weekend. I did it, and it was completely fine. Okay, so go to zbiotics.com/lemon to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use lemon at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money back guarantee. So if you are unsatisfied for any reason, you can get a full refund, no questions asked. Okay, so remember to head to zbiotics.com/lemon and use the code LEMON at checkout for 15% off. So thanks to our sponsors. We really appreciate your support here at the Don Lemon Show. Okay, so let's get back to our legends and get back to what we have been reporting on. Here's what I wanted to say. Look, we've been talking about AI. AI is a job killer, okay? That's very important. But I just want to put this up because this is what's important, especially for those of us in here. A lot of folks are losing their jobs, right? A lot of folks have been trying to maybe starting their own business. Okay, look, I know that this person had a leg up, but I just want to put up, this is a report from Hailey Bieber. And I just want to say, look, this should be inspiration. Yes, it should be inspiration for all of us. And we know that Hailey Bieber, can we put that up, please, that report? So Hailey Bieber is celebrating a $1 billion road deal after receiving a generous cash payout, okay? So she came up with these beauty products. Let's scroll down to the thing. It was on May 28th, it was announced that Elf Beauty would acquire Bieber's company at a lucrative deal. Again, scroll through, Andy, so that we can see it, or Nikki, whoever's there. But anyway, it is a $1 billion deal. She didn't have to look for a buyer. The deal came to her, the source shares. She's incredibly excited about the whole thing. But again, this is what can happen. I believe it can happen to any one of us. Now, the reason I'm sharing this is because there is a gentleman, a black man, who is the scientist behind all of this, who is the lab person behind all of this, who I'm sure will take part in the lagniappe or whatever it is from this deal. And he's going to be a very wealthy person because he had a dream and she had a dream. And so I believe that I want to give you guys hope. And I think that all of you who are listening within the sound of my voice, and especially you legends, because you're so supportive, and I know some of the legends are dealing with some issues, I say, don't give up on your dreams, no matter how tough it is. Because when the tough times are upon us, that's when you have to be stronger. And I know you guys understand that, right? Right? Am I wrong about that? I know you guys understand that. And I forget who we had and who is dealing with some issues as it relates to a job and all of that. Was it Andrea? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Who had their hands up?
Natasha. Dawn.
Natasha? Oh, I'm sorry.
Natasha. The boxes are tiny here. Natasha, go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's me. I have been unemployed since right before Thanksgiving, and it's been a struggle. And
Are you
what you
wanting to
just
start
said,
your own business? Are you looking at it?
yes. And when you said that, that's like reinforcement to continue, and fear stops you, because the jobs aren't there. And I keep saying, okay, I need to start my own. And by you saying that, it's that reinforcement. It's kind of hard though when you are hesitant. But I
It's also
have
hard
nothing to
when you don't
lose because I
have.
don't have it. Anything.
It's also hard when you don't come from a rich family, right? So but
Yes.
still, I still think that it can happen for you. Look, Maymoney, I know you wanted to share your story, but we've got some business to take care of. If you can do it quickly, I would love to hear your story.
Oh,
Go
I was just
ahead.
going to say, today's my last school ended today, so I am officially unemployed.
Applause, please. Not for
I
officially unemployed, but for
I
school
made these
ending.
earrings, and I'm gonna be reading my tarot, selling my earrings, making my jewelry and painting and everything. I'm just gonna be on the side hustle all summer. What can I do?
Well, look, we support you. Okay. And there are prayers going out and lots of folks who are thinking about you. And this is your community. And so, but seriously, I do believe you just have to be strong. Anybody in this group has started a business or been around someone who has started a business from the ground up. It's not easy at first, right? And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, okay. All right. This is working, but you got to just hold on. Okay. And I know those words may sound hollow, but you have to just hold on. Okay. For as long as you can. Sometimes you have to do a side hustle, right? Sometimes you got to do a side hustle, but you can turn those dreams into a ka-ching. And I don't mean just with Shopify. I mean, just by doing believing in yourself. Okay. That's for you legends. Legends, I'm going to see you guys next week for our private show and then again for the legend show. Okay. But I got some other stuff. I'm going to speak to a member of Congress that I'm going to bring to you guys either later on tonight or tomorrow. And so you guys don't want to miss because he is really making waves in Congress and doing some good stuff. So thank you guys for joining us today. I appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you hit the thumbs up, make sure that you become a member and subscribe. Subscriptions are free and follow us on all of our sites. And I hate to cut it short today, but I got to run and get this because he's on a time. He's got voting, they're very busy. And so we will see you again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. for Hot Topics. In the meantime, turn the TV off. Thanks everyone for watching. Your support means the world to us. So make sure you hit the like button and you subscribe to our channel to make sure that you never ever miss a video. We're live every day, 10 a.m. Eastern time. We drop even more content at 2 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Eastern. And if you want more Don Lemon Show content, we'd love for you to become a member of the Lemon community, where you will receive access to special community posts. You'll get exclusive content and members-only live shows. So head over to our channel page or click the join button on this video. Again, thank you for watching. We appreciate your love and your support, and we will see you next time.